Have you ever stopped to think about what really truly makes for a long life? And not just long, but happy and, well, fulfilling. Is it just about like the big successes or money? Or is there maybe something, I don't know, deeper, like a sort of reason for being? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. We're exploring this really interesting Japanese concept called Ikigai, and we're drawing our insights from the book Ikigai, Unlocking the Japanese Secret to a Long, Happy Life. The authors are Hector Garcia and Francesc Morales. They actually went to Okinawa, famous for people living incredibly long lives, to sort of uncover these secrets firsthand. So our mission today is basically to unpack what Ikigai really means, what finding your own personal sweet spot looks like, and crucially get some practical lessons for, your everyday life from these super agers in Okinawa.
Yeah, and what's really cool about this book, I think, is how it blends things. It's not just philosophy. It weaves in lifestyle, psychology, cultural wisdom. It kind of aims to give you a shortcut, really, to understanding this whole concept without needing to wade through, like, dense academic stuff. It's very accessible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, our goal here is to pull out the most important bits, those nuggets of knowledge, maybe some surprising facts too, just to help you figure out what really matters when it comes to finding your own sense of purpose. So let's get into it. As you were reading through their findings, what was the core idea of Ikigai that really stood out for you?
That's a great starting point because, well, a lot of people might have seen that Venn diagram, right? The four circles.
Yeah.
What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. But the book stresses it's actually something deeper than just finding that intersection point. It's not like a destination you just arrive at and, okay, done. No, it's presented more as this dynamic thing, something you actively cultivate day by day. It's a whole mix, lifestyle, community, purpose, all rolled together. And importantly, the authors say everyone has an ikigai. You might not have, put your finger on it yet, but it's there.
Right, that makes sense. Not just finding it, but cultivating it. So it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Ikigai is this cultivated sort of dynamic purpose, how do the authors connect that bigger idea to the real everyday lives of the Okinawans? What were those practical things they saw, the takeaways for us?
Yeah, they really bring it down to earth. For you, the listener, the actionable stuff mostly falls into about 4 key areas they observed. First up is diet. It's mostly plant-based, pretty low calorie, and they talk a lot about hara hachibu. Heard of that?
Vaguely, yeah. Isn't that the thing about not eating until you're completely stuffed?
Exactly. It basically means eat until you're about 80% full. Simple concept, right? But apparently it has a huge impact on digestion, energy levels, the whole system.
80%.
Huh.
That sounds simple on paper, but I can imagine, especially if something's really delicious, stopping at 80% is quite the challenge. Did they share any, Okinawan secrets for actually doing that? How do they manage it?
Well, yeah, part of it seems to be about using smaller plates, smaller portion sizes to begin with, and also eating slowly, really paying attention, savoring the food. That gives your body time to actually register that feeling of fullness before you've overdone it. It's not just what they eat, often local, fresh stuff they might even grow themselves, but very much how they eat. That connection to the food seems important too.
Mindful eating, basically.
Right. Okay, so second is physical activity. But again, it's not necessarily what we might think of like hitting the gym hard. It's more about regular, natural movement built into the day. Things like gardening, walking around the village, maybe some light stretches, or traditional dance. It's just part of living, not a chore to tick off.
Integrated movement. I like that. Less pressure.
Exactly. Then, number 3, and this one's huge, strong social ties. They talk about these moai. These aren't just casual friendships. A moai is like a committed social support group, almost like a chosen family that sticks together for life. They help each other out emotionally, financially, sometimes through thick and thin. It provides this incredible safety net and sense of belonging.
Wow, a chosen family that even pools resources.
Yeah.
That sounds, pretty radical compared to how we often live today, much more individualistic. That must be a powerful way to combat loneliness.
It absolutely is a huge factor in their well-being, the authors argue. And then the 4th key area is what you could call their anti-stress philosophy. This involves things like trying to live more in the present moment, not getting overwhelmed by multitasking all the time, and actively cultivating flow, that state psychologists talk about.
Yeah.
Where you get completely absorbed in an activity.
Oh, yeah. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's concept, where you're so into something, time just flies and you feel both challenged and capable.
Precisely. That deep immersion. And it's not just about fun. It's about finding that sweet spot where the challenge matches your skills, leading to this really deep satisfaction.
That idea of flow really broadens the picture of Ikigai, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
not just pinning everything on finding the perfect job. It can be found in hobbies, relationships, even maybe spiritual practice. So the author suggests the happiest people are the ones who manage to find more flow in their lives, whatever they're doing.
That seems to be a core message. And yeah, while some critics might say, okay, the book isn't like a super deep philosophical dive or a rigorous academic study, its real strength is its practicality. It gives you concrete things to think about, encourages that holistic view of well-being. It's about applying ideas, not just theorizing.
Right. So pulling it all together then, Ikigai is this holistic thing, lifestyle, community, purpose, all interconnected. And the book's message is quite hopeful. Everyone has one, maybe undiscovered, and it's something you cultivate, not just find like buried treasure.
Exactly. And for you listening, those key Okinawan takeaways are pretty clear. That plant-focused Harahachibu, 80% full diet, regular natural movement like gardening or walking, those vital social connections, the Moai groups, and then fostering that anti-stress mindset, being present, seeking out that state of flow. It's kind of a blueprint, really.
Yeah, it really is fascinating how these, on the surface, quite simple practices weave together to create something so well, profound, a rich life.
And here's something interesting to maybe leave you with, a final thought to chew on. The book notes that many Okinawans don't really retire in the Western sense of just stopping work completely. They often shift to roles that are still meaningful, but maybe less physically demanding as they age. So it raises a question, doesn't it, for you? How could rethinking our own ideas about work and retirement maybe help you cultivate that sense of purpose throughout your entire life, potentially leading to a more joyful existence overall?